Hello there, welcome to my video review for Drop System Breach. In this video, I'm going to go a little bit over everything the game has in store for you. First off, a quick summary about what the game is about. Drop is a hacking simulator where you get to play procedurally generated missions, where you get to do stuff to localized networks like stealing data, deleting data, and all those funny things. And there is a pretty cool underlying story to that. There is not only procedurally generated content, there are also story missions that have certain specific layouts, so there's a lot of goodness in there. So it's hard to explain the rest of the gameplay without going into the actual gameplay, so that's the next thing that I want to do with this video. I'll be explaining the gameplay loop, and afterwards I'm going to give you a little bit of a summary why I personally think that this game is really awesome. So if you don't want to spoiler yourself about gameplay features and whatnot, it would be wise to just jump to the summary. But let's get into one actual mission. I don't want to go too deep into the details that you see there. We're just going to get in there and I'm going to explain as much as I can along the way. So every drop is a mission of 5 minutes. We have exactly 5 minutes to get in and get out. In this case, we have to find a drive and delete a document package, and as a bonus objective, we have to do some ping processes. So, as you see here, it's all controlled by nodes. Here's a little mini game to deactivate a defensive software. Here we're currently stealing data from workplaces. These are workstations where we could also hack the user accounts. Here we can integrate more automatic processes into our grid work, and it's all really fast paced and gets explained really well along the way. And basically there is a trend in this game that you can pretty much automate every one of these ordeals. So for example, this little mini game to deactivate systems here, I can also automate that by attaching a script of these that I currently just unlocked there. There's also all manner of enemies to deal with. So these things here, this is a sniffer. He's going to attach himself to one of those nodes and constantly create reports about me. And if there are enough reports, the system core will be angry about me and will kick me out, so I have to counteract these. There's here you see a noise matrix in action. It does these wonderful things. You have to find out now where the thing is because it's distorting your field of view. So there's plenty of different defensive measures here. Every one of these defensive measures is being deactivated by this little kind of mini game, and there's a grand total of I think 4 or so mini games, all related to different hacking duties. And the beautiful thing about the game is that you don't have to do these manually if you don't want to. So if any part of the game is getting on your nerves, you can just automate it. That's a pretty cool part about it. And here we're now currently looking for the data drive. And meanwhile, I'm trying to plunder every one of these juicy cyan nodes for money. I'm also constantly deleting enemy programs and looking for those. And it's pretty hard to explain every little detail of the game while you're playing it, but the wonderful part about this is it gets explained excellently along the way, so you never really feel lost or anything. There's a pretty cool meaning to everything you do here, and in the long run, well, as you see here, the system is quite large by now, and well, you get quite challenged to finish things in just merely 5 minutes. Although I gotta say, it is all doable. The game never felt unfair at any moment to me so far. So now we've deactivated all the security measures, and that's the point where you can pretty much safely go through the system. Here, that's the data drive that I need to go for. Here's the data. We delete that data, and we got this job done. So there is only one thing that we need to do now, and that's to do the ping process. So we're looking for a interface where we can ping. That's the bonus objective. And now we're done, and we're ready to detach from the system. So that's one drop. You play these to earn money. You play these and you get the story unraveling. Every story is being told by a message that you get sent towards to yourself after you've finished a mission. And it's pretty cool because this way you constantly have bit of a pull story-wise, and you get to select from procedurally generated missions in between the story missions, and this one, the next one, where I only get one selection, that's always a story mission where either new things get introduced, like new systems, or generally the story evolves. It's pretty good pacing and I enjoyed it thoroughly. So I want to go over the upgrade system real quick. So there's the hardware heaven and the software box, where you can pretty much upgrade all the things your system can go for, from pure HP to helpful things that make it easier to find your mission objectives, to more things that you can do simultaneously. And over here, the software box is all about these automatic processes like automatic draining of money, automatic swiping of logs, automatic repairing of your system core, all these things. It's a pretty straightforward system, but Drop works because of two reasons. And here we're entering the summary because, you've seen the game basically already. Drop has a lot of good things to it. First off, it's really cheap. I've already played it like 8 hours. I paid $10. If I hit the 10-hour mark, I'm okay with it because I enjoyed myself thoroughly. This game has an excellent flow. Every mission is just 5 minutes lasting, so you're constantly under pressure to get things done as fast as possible. And at the same time, it's easy to take a break in between or just play 2 missions in between when you're just between two appointments and you just want to unwind yourself a bit. This game has an excellent pacing also for longer sessions where you can churn through those missions, earn those bucks, and upgrade your system. And the story is nice enough to keep me captivated and still wondering how the whole thing will end, because currently I haven't finished the game. And that's all pretty good for freaking $10, I just started the game to do a quick review because I love everything that comes from the Microprose publisher team personally. It's a childhood bias of mine, admittedly. And yeah, I gave it a try and I was so pleasantly surprised that I had to do this simply because currently this game has almost no reviews on Steam. That being said, a third point that I really liked about this game, it has a really pleasant difficulty scaling. It has no difficulty level that you can adjust by your own means, but it's a constant ramping up, and as you see here, the amount of security systems here is quite a lot. Last but not least, I want to mention the game is stated by the developer meant to be played with controller. I love to play the hell out of it with the keyboard. I have no issues with playing it with the keyboard. If you have no controller at home, and this might be a reason for you to shun away, I had really no issues. The keyboard controls are fancy. You get used to them quite decently. For me as a roguelike player, no problem. I really loved it. Okay, so that's pretty much all. And if you want to do those guys a real favor if you enjoyed the game after viewing this video, after you probably bought it, leave a review. Games like these really need more attention, and currently this game, while I was recording this video at least, the game had 15 reviews. I don't think it deserves that few. That being said, I thank you for watching. Drop me your comments, leave me a thumbs up on the video itself so more people can see it, and of course, subscribing would be very welcome because it's a cheap way of supporting this channel. Have a wonderful day, thanks for watching this video, see you again.